Right now, as you're reading this, something incredible is happening inside your body. Deep within every single one of your cells, a decision is being made. Should this cell survive another day? Should it repair the damage it's been carrying? Or should it quietly shut down and recycle itself into something new? This isn't science fiction. This is happening in your body at this very moment, and most people have no idea it exists. Scientists call it autophagy, which literally translates to self-eating. I know that sounds terrifying, almost like your body is consuming itself from the inside. But here's the truth that will change how you think about your health forever. This self-eating process might be the most powerful anti-aging, disease-fighting, energy-boosting mechanism nature ever created. And the wildest part? You can turn it on whenever you want, using nothing but time and a little bit of willpower. For the longest time, doctors and researchers had no clue this system even existed. They watched cells function, divide, and eventually die, but they couldn't figure out what was happening in between. Why did some cells stay healthy for decades while others deteriorated rapidly? Why did some people age gracefully while others seemed to fall apart at the same rate? Then, in the early 2000s, scientists started noticing something extraordinary. When they looked closer at cellular behavior under stress, they found millions of tiny structures acting like microscopic janitors, sweeping through each cell, identifying trash, broken parts, and worn-out components, then breaking them down and recycling the raw materials into fresh, usable energy. It was like discovering that your body had a built-in cleaning crew you never knew was working the night shift. This discovery was so groundbreaking that in 2016, a Japanese scientist named Yoshinori Ohsumi won the Nobel Prize for finally figuring out how this whole system works. But here's where the story gets even more fascinating. Researchers quickly realized that autophagy wasn't just some nice bonus feature your body happened to have. It was absolutely essential for survival. Without it, your cells would become junkyards, piling up toxic waste, damaged proteins, and defective parts that eventually poison everything around them. And that's exactly what happens when autophagy fails or slows down too much. Diseases start to appear. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer, diabetes, heart disease. All of these conditions share one common thread: cells that couldn't clean themselves properly. Suddenly, the idea of cellular housekeeping went from obscure biology to one of the hottest topics in longevity research. Scientists realized they weren't just looking at a cleaning system, they were looking at a potential key to unlocking longer, healthier lives. And the best part? You don't need expensive treatments or complicated procedures to activate it. You just need to stop doing something you do every single day. That something is eating. Yes, the simple act of not eating, of giving your body a break from the constant work of digestion, can flip the switch that turns on your cellular repair system. This is where fasting enters the picture, not as some trendy diet hack, but as a legitimate biological strategy backed by decades of research. When you stop eating, even for just a few hours, your body starts to notice. Nutrient levels drop, energy sources shift, and your cells begin to realize that food isn't coming in like it usually does. That's when something remarkable happens. Your body doesn't panic. Instead, it calmly shifts into a different mode, one that prioritizes efficiency, survival, and most importantly, repair. It stops spending all its energy breaking down the food you just ate and starts looking inward, searching for internal resources it can use. And the first place it looks is at all the damaged, old, and broken cellular material that's been piling up. Now here's the question everyone wants answered, and it's the same question that drives millions of people to try fasting in the first place. How long do you actually have to go without food before this magical repair process kicks in? Is it a few hours? A full day? Longer? The answer is more nuanced than most people think, and understanding it could completely change how you approach your health. Because autophagy isn't like flipping a light switch. It doesn't just turn on the moment you skip breakfast. It's more like gradually turning up the volume on a stereo. The longer you fast, the louder the signal gets, and the more intense the repair work becomes.
But there's a specific window, a sweet spot, where the benefits are maximized without pushing your body into dangerous territory, and finding that window requires understanding what's actually happening inside your body at different stages of fasting.
Let's start at the beginning, right after your last meal. For the first few hours, nothing dramatic is happening. Your body's cruising along normally, using the glucose in your bloodstream and the glycogen stored in your liver as fuel. You feel fine, maybe even a little energized as your insulin levels start to drop and your blood sugar stabilizes. During this phase, your body is still in fed mode, meaning it's focused on processing the nutrients you just gave it. Autophagy is technically happening at a very low level because your cells are always doing some basic maintenance, but it's not ramped up yet. Think of it like a cleaning crew that's casually tidying up while the office is still open. They're working, but they're not doing the deep cleaning that happens after everyone goes home. Your body is still comfortable, still relying on external fuel, and not yet desperate enough to start digging into its internal reserves. But as you cross the 6 to 12-hour mark, something begins to shift. Your metabolism quietly changes direction. The glucose in your bloodstream is mostly gone now, and your liver's glycogen stores are starting to run low. Your body realizes it needs to find a new energy source, so it begins tapping into fat reserves. This is when you start producing ketones, those special molecules that can fuel your brain and body when carbohydrates aren't available. Your hormones start adjusting too. Norepinephrine levels rise to keep you alert and focused, which is why many people report feeling surprisingly sharp during a fast instead of sluggish. Growth hormone also begins to increase, protecting your muscle tissue from being broken down too quickly. Your body is preparing itself for what's coming next, testing the waters of nutrient scarcity and making sure all systems are ready for a deeper shift. But even at this stage, autophagy is still warming up. The repair systems are getting ready, but they haven't officially clocked in for their shift yet. The real transformation starts to happen somewhere between 12 and 16 hours of fasting. This is when your body officially enters a new metabolic state. Insulin levels drop to their lowest point. Glycogen is almost completely depleted, and fat becomes your primary source of fuel. But more importantly, this is when molecular sensors inside your cells start to wake up. There are specific proteins like AMPK and sirtuins that act like energy detectors. When they sense that nutrients are scarce, they send signals throughout your body that say, "Okay, food isn't coming, time to switch strategies." And that strategy is simple: stop growing, start repairing. It's like your body shutting down a factory for maintenance. Instead of building new things, it focuses on fixing what's already there, cleaning out the old, and making sure everything is running as efficiently as possible. This is when the whispers of autophagy begin to grow louder. By the time you reach 16 hours of fasting, something genuinely remarkable is underway. The cleanup crew is no longer just preparing, they're actively working. Inside your cells, structures called autophagosomes are forming. These are like tiny garbage bags that surround old proteins, damaged enzymes, and worn-out parts of your cells, particularly mitochondria, which are the powerhouses that produce your energy. Once these autophagosomes wrap around the cellular debris, they fuse with lysosomes, which are like recycling plants that break everything down into raw materials. Those materials, amino acids, fats, and other molecules, are then reused to create new, healthy components. It's an elegant process, destruction and renewal happening simultaneously. And you might actually feel this happening. Some people report a sense of mental clarity at this stage, a lightness that comes from stabilized blood sugar and cleaner energy production. Others feel mild discomfort as their body continues adapting to this new state. Either way, this is where transformation begins to take a physical form.
Scientists have studied what happens to your body during this 16-hour window, and the results are fascinating. Inflammation markers in your blood start to decrease. Antioxidant activity, your body's natural defense against cellular damage, begins to rise. Your cells aren't just cleaning anymore, they're fortifying themselves, building stronger defenses, and preparing for long-term resilience. But here's the thing that most people don't understand. While 16 hours can trigger mild autophagy, the deeper, more profound repair benefits require more time. Think of it like cleaning your house. 16 hours is like doing a quick tidy-up, putting things away, wiping down surfaces. It helps, but it's not a deep clean. If you want to scrub the floors, organize the closets, and really reset your space, you need to dedicate more time to the process. The same principle applies to your cells. When you push past 16 hours and approach the 24-hour mark, your body enters what researchers call the repair zone. By now, your glycogen reserves are completely gone. Insulin is at rock bottom. Fat metabolism is dominating your energy production. And this metabolic environment is the perfect storm for full-scale autophagy. Your cells are now actively dismantling damaged organelles, especially mitochondria, in a specialized process called mitophagy. This is crucially important for long-term health because malfunctioning mitochondria are one of the main drivers of aging and disease. When your mitochondria don't work properly, they leak harmful byproducts that damage surrounding tissues and accelerate the aging process. But when mitophagy kicks in, your body identifies these broken mitochondria, breaks them down, and either recycles their parts or triggers the creation of brand new, healthy mitochondria. It's like your body is performing maintenance on a microscopic level, rejuvenating itself from the inside out, one cell at a time. And it's not just your mitochondria that benefit. Your immune system gets a massive boost during this stage as well. Studies have shown that fasting for 24 hours can actually regenerate portions of your immune system. Old, worn-out white blood cells get flushed out, and your body starts producing fresh, powerful new ones. It's like hitting a reset button on your body's entire defense network. Think about that for a second. Just by not eating for one day, you can potentially make your immune system younger and more effective. That's not some marketing gimmick or health guru exaggeration. That's what the research actually shows. But even though the benefits are ramping up dramatically at this stage, you need to be careful. Energy levels might dip. You might feel tired or slightly irritable. Hydration becomes absolutely critical because your body is working incredibly hard behind the scenes, and if you're not careful, you can push yourself too far. But if you're medically healthy, experienced with fasting, and you continue past 24 hours into the second day, you enter a truly profound shift. Now your body isn't just cleaning, it's rebuilding. The recycling systems are running at full capacity, breaking down everything that's unnecessary to sustain only what's essential. This is deep autophagy, the kind that scientists link directly to longevity and resilience. Growth pathways like mTOR, which normally promotes cell division and growth, stay suppressed. Meanwhile, autophagic activity peaks. Old cellular material is being transformed into fresh components, amino acids, lipids, energy molecules. Your cells are practically reinventing themselves from scratch, and this internal transformation often has external reflections. People who do extended fasts frequently report mental clarity that feels almost supernatural, reduced inflammation throughout their entire body, improved skin tone and texture, and a sense of lightness that's hard to describe unless you've experienced it yourself. That's because your body is freeing itself from accumulated oxidative damage, the biological equivalent of shedding old rusty armor and putting on a fresh set.
When you reach around 36 hours of fasting, you enter the most intense stage of autophagy that most people will ever experience. This is where your body goes all in on renewal. Research from cell biology and longevity studies suggests that this is the true sweet spot, the point where cellular recycling hits its highest efficiency without tipping into actual starvation mode. By now, your cells are operating in full repair mode. Damaged structures are being systematically dismantled. Faulty proteins are being recycled. Mitochondria are being rejuvenated. Your body becomes astonishingly efficient, almost like it's been reprogrammed for survival and optimization. Hormones also play a massive part of this stage. Growth hormone levels can increase up to 5 times their normal levels, which helps preserve lean muscle tissue while promoting fat metabolism.
The combination of high autophagy and balanced hormones creates a powerful synergy for cellular and metabolic health. And here is the most mind-blowing part. Many of the longevity effects linked to fasting, from improved brain function to potential cancer protection, appear to be triggered primarily during this window. But let's be absolutely clear about something crucial. Fasting is powerful, but like every force of nature, it has limits. If you go too far, the benefits flip and become risks. When you push beyond what your body can handle, it shifts from strategic repair into pure survival mode. At that point, muscle tissue may start breaking down for fuel, hormone levels can drop dangerously, and fatigue becomes overwhelming. What was once a tool for renewal turns into a serious stress signal. Your brain becomes protective, raising cortisol levels, slowing your metabolism, and surging hunger hormones like ghrelin. The message is clear: feed me now, or I'll start consuming myself in ways you won't like. This is the difference between autophagy and starvation, and it's a line you never want to cross. The beauty of autophagy lies entirely in balance. It's meant to repair, not destroy. Researchers emphasize this constantly. Extreme fasting doesn't mean extreme benefits. In fact, excessive deprivation can impair your immunity, cause serious nutrient deficiencies, and completely disrupt your mental focus. Understanding the difference between autophagy and starvation is absolutely critical. On the surface, they look similar. Both involve not eating, but biologically, they're worlds apart. Autophagy is a controlled, beneficial response. Your body has chosen to activate its repair systems because it senses a temporary scarcity of nutrients. Starvation, on the other hand, is chaos. In true starvation, your body begins breaking down healthy tissue just to survive. It's not choosing to recycle damaged parts anymore. It's desperately tearing apart anything it can find to keep you alive. The key difference lies in intention and timing. Fasting is voluntary and limited, giving your body enough space to repair without causing panic. Starvation is involuntary and prolonged, where systems collapse instead of evolve. The shift from health to harm can be subtle, but the consequences are significant. Studies consistently show that moderate fasting enhances metabolism and brain health, while chronic undernourishment weakens both. It's like the difference between training stress and injury. One makes you stronger, the other breaks you down. So the real secret of autophagy isn't just about how long you fast, it's about how smartly you fast. It's about listening to your body, respecting its signals, and using science as your compass instead of ego or trends. This is how you master the delicate balance between healing and harm, between renewal and recklessness. And once you understand that balance, you realize that fasting isn't about deprivation or punishment. It's about giving your body the space it needs to do what it was designed to do: heal itself. Most people still associate fasting primarily with weight loss, and yes, you will lose weight when you fast, but the benefits go so much deeper than that. Activated autophagy improves brain clarity, boosts longevity, enhances immune response, supports mental health, and potentially reverses aspects of age-related decline. It's not just a diet trick, it's cellular evolution in motion, a biological superpower that's been with us since the beginning of human history. Some researchers genuinely believe that autophagy could hold the key to reversing many aspects of aging itself. By cleaning out damaged mitochondria and misfolded proteins, it slows down the internal clockwork that makes us deteriorate over time. It's as if your body is performing a biological tune-up, extending the lifespan and improving the function of every single cell. And yet, these deeper, more profound benefits remain hidden behind flashy headlines about quick weight loss. The truth is, fasting isn't just about your body, it's about reconnecting with the fundamental processes that keep you alive and well.
Now here's where things get really exciting. Yes, fasting is the most direct and powerful trigger of autophagy, but it's not the only one. Research shows that exercise, particularly high-intensity workouts, can activate similar cellular pathways.
When you push your muscles hard, you temporarily deplete glycogen stores, creating a mild fasting-like stress that turns on autophagy. Cold exposure, like ice baths or cold showers, also triggers stress responses that activate cellular repair. Heat therapy, such as saunas, does something similar. Even certain nutrients and compounds can activate the same energy sensors involved in fasting-induced repair. Polyphenols found in green tea, turmeric, and resveratrol activate AMPK, the master energy sensor that kicks autophagy into gear. Sleep is another underrated trigger. Deep, consistent rest enhances hormonal balance and gives your body uninterrupted time for cellular maintenance. Even short-term calorie restriction without full fasting can nudge autophagy into action. So while skipping meals remains the most effective route, there are multiple doorways into the same cellular state. The takeaway? You don't always have to starve yourself. Sometimes you just have to strategize. After decades of research and countless studies, most scientists now agree that the sweet spot for meaningful autophagy lies somewhere between 16 and 36 hours of fasting. This is the window where your body transitions from simply burning fuel to engaging in deep cellular repair. It's long enough to activate the cleanup systems, but not so long that you risk serious harm. Short daily fasts, like the popular 16-8 protocol, where you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, keep your cells regularly tuned and maintained. Occasional 24-hour fasts enhance resilience and provide deeper repair benefits. And for those who are medically fit, experienced with fasting, and properly supervised, a 36-hour fast can deliver a comprehensive autophagic reboot. Beyond that point, medical supervision and expertise become essential because you're entering territory where the risks start to outweigh the benefits for most people. The magic of this entire process isn't just in the biology itself, it's in the consistency. Autophagy isn't a one-time event that you do once and reap the benefits forever. It's a rhythm, a cycle, a practice. The more your body learns this rhythm, the more efficient it becomes at protecting and renewing itself. Your cells literally get better at cleaning themselves over time. Your metabolism becomes more flexible, your energy levels stabilize, your mind clears. And all of this happens not because you're adding something to your life, but because you're temporarily removing something. You're giving your body a break from the constant work of digestion, allowing it to redirect that energy inward toward repair, maintenance, and renewal. So the next time you think about skipping a meal, remember this: you're not depriving your body of something it needs, you're giving it something it desperately wants, a chance to heal itself from the inside out, to clean house, to rebuild stronger, and to potentially add years of health and vitality to your life. That's the true power of autophagy, and now you know exactly how to unlock it.